Welcome to TruPowur, home of the most powerful marketing tools, training, and technology on planet Earth. Get ready to earn, enjoy, and experience more than you ever dreamed was possible. If you're tired of just getting by and ready to really thrive, then buckle in and listen up. Here's your host, Matt Fox.
Well, hello, and welcome this fine day. Today on TruPowur Academy and episode 264, we are going to be talking about those things that are relative to residential customers through the CRM and how to enter a residential customer into the front of the pricing platform, which is customer facing. So without any further ado, let me share my screen and let's jump right into it. So we are going to jump into our CRM. Support will send you a email letting you know how many customers have been added to your portal. And you can go right up here to leads. And I see this common where people say, I can't find them. And so when you pull up your leads, then right here under lead source, if you have residential customers, then you're going to want to come down to where it says residential Illinois and select that and then hit search update. Now, I don't have any Illinois residential customers in my platform, so it says nothing. But I do have, I think I have some commercial Massachusetts. Let me see. This is my training portal. So yeah, so you can see that I have some Massachusetts commercial customers. So if I want to narrow down where I'm going to work, I want to make sure and focus on by selecting the lead source and selecting where it is that I want to work. I find sometimes what people do is they look at the campaign and they say, I want to do commercial or residential, and they're looking at all of the different states that they might have available versus narrowing it down. So if you've got 2 or 3 different states in your system, and you select campaign residential customers, you're going to see them all rather than narrowing it down just to Illinois or if you're doing the same thing with commercial. So that's going to show all of the commercial customers that I have in the system. So just a little heads up on how to narrow that down. So when I am dealing with residential customers, so let's see, I think there was one in here. So Texas residential. And so I'm going to call this customer and I'm going to use the residential script, which is pretty straightforward. And I can't repeat this enough when I talk to people. It is a natural response to want to say, hi, John, or is this John? This is Matt Fox with TruPowur. If you look at the residential outline, it says good morning or good afternoon. My name is Matt Fox with TruPowur and the State Energy Choice Program of, and obviously if I'm focusing on Illinois, then I'm going to say Illinois. Not sure if you're aware of it, but the rates in your area are at an all-time low. And our company is offering customers an amazing opportunity that you just can't lose. And here it is. Grab a copy of your electric bill. If the rate on your bill is lower than what we have to offer, then our company will provide you with $500 in restaurant cash. But if the rate we have is lower than what you're paying, then I'd like for you to take advantage of it and save some money. Either way, you win. Fantastic, amazing. Grab a copy of your electric bill and let's see which way you win. So at no time am I addressing this person by name because I have absolutely no idea if it's John or Frank or Bill or whoever it is. I just want to make sure that I'm going to get to the goal line as quickly as possible and having them provide us information with their current electric bill. Now, most people do not know how to read their electric bill. And so we're going to go over how to determine what they're actually paying versus what they think they're paying. And so right here, all I got to do is click this green button in order to call that customer. We never leave a voicemail. We never leave a message. We never use the commercial voicemail drop on residential. Sometimes people just want to be rude and then tell you they're on the do not call list when they're not really. We don't want to get into a battle with that. We certainly don't want them to post negative reviews and things like that. We want to provide value for the customer. So always be courteous and polite. I think that's a given. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we can provide value for that customer. Now, if I'm working in Illinois and I'm going to pull up the residential pricing platform, then it is going to allow us to put in the zip code. Now, make sure that you've put in your sales code. I'm on the training demo site, so I'm not going to do it because it won't work, but put in your code. So if your extension is 777, then make sure you hit apply. So that way, all of the deals that you put in will go to your back office and you'll get credit for those. So we're going to put in the zip code for the customer. Now, this is the utility. This is not the supplier. So don't look in here and say, well, he is with Reliant and I don't see Reliant. This is the utility, not the supplier. So we're going to go ahead and click Get Rates. And if the customer does not know what they're currently paying, you can go back over to the Quick Launch menu. And right here, you can view the average electric rates nationwide. And this is updated every quarter. So we can see that this is residential, this column here, and this is commercial. So we can see that the average residential rate is 15.06. So I am going to just go ahead and put that in there because if you look down here, you don't see any savings. You just see the price or the rate and the term. But when you update this with however much they're currently paying and hit requote, then it is going to add the savings column. Now, this is based on 20,000 kWh annually, which is an average of what residential customers use on an annual basis. If you're talking to the customer and they have their bill and you ask them what they're currently paying, most people will respond with 200, 800, 150, whatever. So what we want to do is find out how much are they paying at the pump, right? Not how much does it cost to fill the tank. And this is really evident when you look at somebody's bill, and sometimes they're looking at only portion of the bill, and it says, I pay 7 cents, but when you look at the bill and it's $800 and you divide it into the kWh, it says you're at 16 cents or 15 cents. And so when we're going to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, we want to make sure that we take all of their usage, supply and delivery, and make it match to a fixed all-in rate. So we can see this is at 8.9. So if they were in fact at 15.06, and if they only used 15,000 kWh annually, a lot of times their bill is not going to reflect how much they pay or how much usage they have annually. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it has just kind of a little graph that shows you what the usage is, but it doesn't tell you exactly. Some of them will actually outline it and put it month by month so you know what that usage is, and you can calculate that up. But if you don't, then simply take whatever the usage is that month times 12 to get an estimate. So right here, we can see that if this customer was in fact using 15,000 kWh annually and was paying, let's say, 14 cents, then we know that we can provide additional savings of about $72 per month. So the front of the platform shows monthly savings. The back of the platform shows annual savings. So right here, I would tell the customer, it looks like there's actually some additional savings that could be applied to your account. And so that would lower your overall average rate of 14 cents down to 8.19, which should provide about a $70 to $73 a month in additional savings. And I can protect that rate for the next 36 months. Now, you noticed I didn't say I'm going to get you a 36-month term contract. That's what we're doing. And they're going to get the contract. So it's not like you're pulling the wool over their eyes, but it's how you convey that message. So I'm going to be able to reduce what you're currently paying at 14 cents down to 8.19, and be able to apply another $73 a month in actual savings. And I can protect that rate for the next 36 months. Well, that sounds great. What do I need to do to make that happen? Well, we just need to get the account number off of the bill, which is going to be right there up at the top of your bill, next to your customer name. And so once they give you that, then you want to go ahead. And this is the first time that I'm actually going to address them by name. So I'm going to ask them, how is your name spelt on the bill? Now, if it says John Tester, and it's a female that I'm talking to, then I need to ask some questions, right? Are you the wife? Are you responsible for the bill? Is your name on the bill as well? And so if I know that it's John Tester, that's fine. What is your address? 123 Main Street. And it's going to know that it's Chicago, Illinois automatically. Is the billing address the same as the service address? Absolutely. And we're going to put in the phone number. If they don't have a landline, then just use the same number for their cell phone. For the landline, you need both. Put in their email address and then hit next. Now it's going to go over and verify and just let you look at it, make sure that everything is copacetic. And check it off, say, okay, hit submit. When you get this page, you need to make sure and tell the customer, let your husband know if you were talking to Mary, or the customer, whoever it is that you're talking to, that is the actual person that you're speaking to, that you need to check your email. Our system sent you a verification link. Click that link to verify the order, because our system is actually looking at the IP address of your computer, because you put this in. And so we want to make sure that we follow up with that customer, that they click the link. So when you go into your back office, so you can see right here, it says John Tester. Now you see where it says pending, and you see this little paper airplane. So until they click that link, this deal is going to stay in a pending status. Once they click that link, then this will go from pending to signed. And then once the supplier has signed off on it, because once that happens, an email will go to you and to the supplier letting you know that the customer has executed the order and verified it. And so once they do that, then an email will go to you and the supplier letting them know. Once they sign off on it, then it will go from pending to signed to completed. Now, for some reason, you're talking to Mary, John's not home, and you see tomorrow that it's still in pending status. You can click on the internal contract number. This is not the contract for the customer. This is internal for us. This is our tracking system. And you can click on that and it will open it up. So you'll see their customer information over on the right. So you can give that customer a call and say, hey, look, I don't know if you had a chance to click that link and verify the order. I wasn't able to find it. All you need to do is click that paper airplane and it will resend the verification link. So you can see that if I go into my test email here, and so it's going to ask them to click the link to verify the order. Now, you're going to get a copy of everything that the customer sees. And so I want to warn you, do not ever, but never click this link for the customer. Do not click it to see what it looks like. Do not click it. Do not click it. If you click that link for the customer, then that is considered fraud. And nothing ever leaves the system and you will be in a lot of trouble. So don't do it, please. Thank you. So once the customer clicks that verification link, then this will go from pending to signed and send you another notification letting you know that the customer signed, because that's all they have to do to sign, because everything is already in the system. So they don't need to send us a bill in order to figure that out. But let's go back here just for a moment and look at how do we calculate the customer's usage and what they're really paying. So let's go over here and let me grab the calculator. So right here, if you know that the customer, they usually can see the usage and they're going to know how much they paid for that usage. So if you have somebody that has 2,000 kWh and they say that, well, my bill is $300. So if you take 300 and you divide it by 2,000, it's going to tell you how much they're paying. So that would tell you that in all reality, their average rate is 15 cents per kWh. Now, somewhere on the bill, it's probably going to show the supplier side as 7 cents or 8 cents or 9 cents. And they're going to go, no, that's not what it says. Well, let me ask you, if you take 9 cents or 7 cents and you take it times 2,000 kWh, it's not going to be $300. So if that was a gas pump and you went there and it said gasoline, $7 a gallon, and you put in 2,000 gallons, and instead of being $150, it was $300, you go, hey, what's going on? So the same thing with your bill. So the easiest way to calculate that is just to take the total of the amount that they paid for their bill, divide it by the kWh. So hopefully that is a little easier in trying to figure that out, because sometimes you're going to have customers who have bills that are have variables. And so they may have one rate for the first 500 kWh. They may have another rate for the second 500 kWh and another rate between 1,000 and 1,500. And so there's all kinds of variables that suppliers use. And a lot of times what they do, especially on some of these people that go door to door, is they give them an introductory rate, which only lasts like 3 months, and then their rate doubles. and they're just not aware of it. Hopefully that was helpful in putting in a residential deal. So adding the customers, entering the customer's information is pretty straightforward. And then, of course, if by chance you have a customer that is does have a better rate, then what we want to do is make sure we get their email address. And then you're just going to simply come over here and select from the template down here where it says redeem $500 in restaurant cash. It's going to bring John's name in there. It's going to put your information in there. And all you need to do is just hit send. Now, why is that important? Well, two reasons. You never know if the customer is being straightforward with you. In that email, you will notice that there is some information. So thank you for your time today. To redeem your $500 in restaurant cash, go to 500.trupower.com and enter your email address. Rates are always changing. We would like for you to compete for your business in the future. Please feel free to check rates from time to time and go to TruPowur.com and enter sales code 700. Whatever your sales code will show up there, and to apply any discounts. And so we want to make sure that once they do that once, even if they never remember again, but they bookmark the website, the system is going to track it. They're going to remember. So the next time they go back, it will automatically enter in that sales code. TruPowur is a leading provider of top energy related nationwide, And so we want to make sure that if that customer comes back at some point or shares that information with somebody else, that you get credit for it. So that is going to make it nice. So up here, if they go to the 500.trupower.com, they're going to see where they can enter their email address to get the $500 in restaurant cash certificate. There's an email on that and some other information. So, and you have that stuff available right here under customer appreciation and marketing gifts, which allows you to select different types of marketing gifts or promotional items or way to say thank you or ways to get people motivated in order to get them to do what it is that you would like for them to do. Whether you want to give them $100 off a case of wine or $500 in restaurant cash or a 4-night Mexican resort trip or, wireless earbuds or whatever it is, there's a lot of things available in the system that you can take advantage of. So I think that when you're working with the commercial or the residential customers, it's not real difficult. I think the biggest challenge is actually going to be getting a hold of those customers in a timely fashion because you have a limited amount of time. But they are easy in the sense of being able to put them through the system rather easily. So there's the email that would go to that customer. So I forgot I did this through the demo, so we won't see that because it's all disabled. So I appreciate everybody being on the call today. Hopefully you found value in what it is that we talked about today. And like always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So have fun storming the castle. Bye now.